James Selfe, the DA Federal Executive Chairman, joins us from our parliamentary studio to talk about the party's Federal Executives meeting that'll take place on Sunday, where the fate of the Cape Town Mayor will be discussed. Patricia de Lille has made her submission as to why she should not resign, and this will be considered at the meeting. Of course, this follows two investigations against her. One was launched from the DA and the other from the city's council. Let's welcome James Selfe and get more of a view from him. James, thank you very, very much for being our guest here on Morning Live.
Thank you for having me.
Now, has the DA lost faith in Patricia de Lille's ability to run the city of Cape Town?
Well, I think it would be premature for us to speculate on that yet. There is a process that has been started. There are two reports, as you correctly said, that will be considered by the party's federal executive, and the very detailed representations that were made by Mayor de Lille in response to those. And the federal executive is going to have to think very carefully about those representations, and is going to have to take a decision that is in the interests of both the voters of Cape Town and of the Democratic Alliance.
Well, de Lille has stated that she will not resign as mayor. What happens in a case like this?
Well, I think it is again premature for her to make those sorts of statements, because we haven't taken a decision yet. And were we to take a decision that it would be desirable for her to step down, and I'm not saying that that's necessarily what's going to happen, then there are any number of scenarios that could play themselves out, including a motion of no confidence in the city of Cape Town.
Well, that was where I was going to go with this. I mean, explain exactly how this works, because as far as we know, the investigation might still be going on at the time.
Yes, that's correct. The council on last Friday extended the scope and mandate of the Bowman-Gilfillan investigation, and also ordered that two disciplinary inquiries take place against two senior managers. Now, it may very well be that in the course of those investigations, still further evidence and allegations emerge, and it may be a better idea to wait for those investigations to be completed before taking any decision.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it would almost be as if the DA has found her guilty already without having an investigation completed.
Correct. Look, one of the investigations is completed. That was the internal party investigation, which really deals with internal matters. The other investigation deals with governance issues, and those are, in one sense, much more serious.
The question, I suppose, that needs to be asked as well as, will we ever, as the public, get to see the hard evidence of corruption and fraud against Patricia de Lille? I mean, stuff that the DA claims to have?
Well, I don't think the DA has ever claimed that we have evidence of corruption against Mayor de Lille. There are some, in our view, prima facie serious governance issues that need to be addressed in a purposeful way. And the question that we have to ask ourselves is whether she has the ability and the confidence of the party to be able to resolve those governance issues in the way that the law demands and in the way that the public demand, because we hold our leaders accountable. And if they make mistakes, they need to take responsibility for them.
How do you believe the party will restore the mayor's name if the allegations and investigation turns out to be untrue?
Well, then I hope that what will happen is that there will be a very full ventilation of the report, so that everybody can see it and everybody can see what the allegations were, how the allegations were dealt with, and how the mayor was vindicated, if that's what's going to happen.
You know, there seems to be, and there is talk of a lot of infighting within the DA, particularly with leadership in the Western Cape, and perhaps talk of wanting to replace Patricia de Lille with somebody else, and this is just one way of doing it. Can you confirm or deny these rumours?
Well, I don't think that sort of analysis helps much, because as far as we are concerned, there are allegations of a governance failure and of a degree of maladministration. Now, it would be grossly irresponsible of us not to have dealt with those matters as a matter of urgency, and we did do that. We are now considering her responses to that, which is only fair given the nature of the allegations. Mm-hmm. And it may very well be that that she will be vindicated. Yeah. But I don't think that the analysis that there's infighting in the DA has anything to do with the separate issue of how the matter of the governance in the city of Cape Town is being managed. Mm.
Just as we close up, obviously this is not nice for the party. It really is, and particularly for the Western Cape. And a lot of people, again, having a look at the situation and saying, well, Patricia de Lille was used to win over the coloured vote. And how is this going to affect the vote going forward? Is it a concern for you? Are you worried at this point?
Yeah, well, there are those considerations that we have to take into account. But the most important consideration is, do we run an effective, corruption-free, effective government in the city of Cape Town? Because that is what distinguishes us from our competitors. We run good governments. Now, if we don't run a good government in the Western Cape or in the city of Cape Town, then we need to take steps about it. And maybe those steps have political costs, but we cannot allow a situation to develop where one of our governments is less than satisfactory in delivering the sort of government that we promised the voters in 2016.
We'll leave it there for this morning. James Selfe, thank you very, very much for talking to us here on the programme. He is the DA Federal Executive Chairman. And also what's going to be happening is Patricia de Lille is going to be our guest tomorrow. We had asked her to join us this morning. Unfortunately, she had to postpone the interview and she'll have her right of reply tomorrow morning. So we'll tell you more about that later. Let's take a break. See you after this.